What's up, everybody? It's Gomlet. Welcome back to another Guilds of Ravnica draft, this time finally with all of the audio issues fixed, at least I think. I will double check before I upload because, my god, I have been having issues. So, here we have a Sacred Foundry, which I could pick just to have in my collection. Or there are, let's see, what's good? What's good? I'm still really new to this format, so I'm not super aware of what's good, but Lava Coil seems like pretty good removal. Crawl Swarm's probably alright. Could just keep coming back later if you're drawing early drops, like one of your 2 or 3 drops, just discarding that to get this guy back from your grave instead. Means that you're drawing a little bit better than your opponent late game. I don't know. The 1 toughness, though, makes me not very excited about that. Yeah, so I think it's probably just one of the good removal spells in this pack. There's Lava Coil and Capture Sphere, which are probably both decent. And then there's Artful Takedown, which I really like, but it also is in 2 colors. So it's a lot harder to... There's less wiggle room when you're taking 2-color cards early. Unless, of course, they're hybrid cards like this Pitiless Gorgon, which I think is pretty good, but it is just a creature. Yeah, none of these other cards are particularly exciting. Sacred Foundry is cool to have in the collection, so I think it's just going to be a removal spell here. So I'm just going to lead off with a... Am I really going to lead off with a Capture Sphere? Man, this is a hard pick. This is a hard pick because this is a pretty mediocre pack. I guess I'll pick up a Lava Coil. So, this pack we have Rock Charger, which is quite good. All of the cards of this style are usually pretty good in Limited. Plague Crafter, which I also think is pretty good. Especially in Golgari decks, because it fuels your Undergrowth while also being a sort of removal spell. Sprouting Renewal is alright. It's a lot better in Quick Draft, like the kind of draft that I'm in, where there's no sideboarding, because this gives you a card that will destroy artifacts and enchantments while still just being relevant even if your opponent doesn't have any artifacts or enchantments, so it's main deckable artifact and enchantment hate. Siege Worm is pretty good, it's just a large dude, but it doesn't really go with red, unless I do Selesnya Boros. So, like, I'm not married to this Lava Coil, it's literally just a removal spell. There's another Artful Takedown, so I kind of wish I just took the first Artful Takedown, because then I would just have 2 Artful Takedowns and just start going into Dimir. Blade Instructor and Skyline Scout are both good early aggressive threats in a Boros-styled deck. I think that I will take the Rock Charger, maybe? Yeah, Plague Crafter is my favorite card in this pack, but it really doesn't go with my first pick at all. Because there's no deck you're going to end up with that has red and black if you are specifically just playing with guilds. Red could be red, green, white, or red, white, blue in 3 color. There's no black will be involved. So I'm going to pick up this Rock Charger and try to stick with my first pick for the time being. Because I don't want to start moving into other colors immediately unless there's a decently strong reason to, because that's not even signals. That was pick 2, so they probably just took, like, a good rare. So let's see here. There's a Guild Gate. Guild Gates are always good. There's Electrostatic Field, which can be quite good in an Izzet control-y deck. We Dragonauts, which can be really good in an Izzet aggro deck, which Izzet aggro decks seem pretty fun, and I think We Dragonauts is one of the strongest cards here. There's We Dragonauts, Prey Upon, Electrostatic Field are probably, in my opinion, the top cards. Guild Summit is a thing, but I don't really want to go deep on it unless I see more Guildgate stuff. So I'm going to pick up the We Dragonauts and see if I can start doing one of those weird Izzet aggro decks with all the early instants and sorceries with Jumpstart. So here we have another Guildgate I could pick up if I do end up splashing into 3 color, or if I do end up with Boros and just drop this Izzet card. There's a Rebel Belt Boar, which is good with mentor stuff, because he buffs your mentor stuff into being able to mentor something larger. Gravitic Punch is, like, if there's ever a deck for Gravitic Punch, it's a deck with Wee Dragonauts and stuff like that. So that might be the pick. I mean, Wojak Bodyguard's probably good in Is It Aggro deck, because the other thing is with all the stuff that gets bigger when you cast instants and sorceries, it has very low power to start with, so you can mentor it several times with any decent mentor creature. There's also a Dimir Informant for setting up your draws, but that's a lot more for a controlling style of deck, as he is just a 1/4 body. I don't think I want to take a punch this early, so it's probably between the Recruit, the Boar, and the Bodyguard. Recruit, it's just because it's a good 2-mana card. It's just a good 2-drop, because it's a 2/1 with a little bit of upside. It's decently aggressive because it has first strike during your turn, making it less of the kind of card that just trades immediately for any 1/1. Because as long as you're attacking during your turn, it's not going to trade, it'll just eat their creature. So I'm going to go with... I feel like Wojak Bodyguard probably goes pretty late as well. So I'm going to go with this Recruit, just get a 2-drop. So here's the kind of cards we want. There's a Piston Fist Cyclops and a Goblin Electromancer. That is a pretty hard pick. There's also an Is It Guildgate, so we're hoping to wheel one of these 3 cards. And I think with Wee Dragonauts, I want to move into aggro. Like, so I want to get my aggressive threats. So I think I'm going to pick up the Cyclops first here, actually. Because the other thing with the Is It Aggro decks is that you can run those cards that are just the 1-mana sorceries that give +1/+1 in haste or +1/+1 in flying. And the Electromancer doesn't make them any cheaper because they're already 1 mana. So I'm not super concerned with getting the Electromancer here. I am pretty concerned with just getting aggressive threats as soon as possible. So we're going to pick up a Piston Fist Cyclops. Here we have Sonic Assault, quite good in aggressive deck. That might be the pick. There's also another Is It Guildgate, which could be the pick. Beam Splitter Mage, I haven't seen played or played with. In theory, it's for the Is It Aggro deck with all the 1-mana +1/+1 sorceries. I guess it probably is also pretty good with the 4-mana card, the Gravitic Punch, that does damage to your opponent equal to the creature's power. So I don't know. Muse Drake is also quite good. Lots of good picks here. Locksmith's probably okay. I think I'm going to pick Sonic Assault and just stay on the Hyper Aggro here. Here we have a Boros Guildgate, a Dimir Spybug. That is a very late Dimir Spybug. Things would have probably been going pretty sweet if I just had double Artful Takedown right now. Man, yeah, this pack's pretty empty. There's a Dimir Spybug, which seems like it's going really late. And other than that, I'm not super excited about any of these other cards, so I'll just take this Boros Guildgate. It is related to our color scheme. We are blue-red right now, and Boros Guildgate makes it so cards like this Rock Charger are a little bit more splashable. Here we have a whole lot of nothing. I can take a 2-drop just to fill out my curve if I need it. Here's the pack we opened. I could take a Fire Urchin, which in theory goes into the Is It Aggro deck, or I could take another Boros Guildgate. I'm going to take the Fire Urchin. Or Fire Urchin, not Urchint. Okay, here we have a whole lot of nothing. There's a Sprouting Renewal and a Vernati Shieldmate. Those are probably the best cards in this pack. And a Selesnya Guildgate, which is fine. Am I going to run a Torch Courier in this deck? Actually, maybe. There's a chance I'll run Torch Courier, so I'll pick him up. Cosmotronic Wave seems like actually a decent finisher. Deals 1 to each creature your opponents control, and creatures your opponents control can't block this turn. So if you get into a board stall, this will just end the game, because then your opponent can't block at all. And the other thing is, it's a more main deckable version of Mephitic Vapors, the card that gives all creatures -1/-1 until end of turn. because you're always going to get at least some value out of making your opponent's creatures unable to block. And also, if your opponent happens to have a bunch of 1 toughness creatures, you can just get a lot of value instead. So I'll pick that up. It's not something that I'm going to be particularly happy to play, but it is possible that I will run it. I'm happy to see this Gravitic Punch this late, because I do have a couple cards now that I think are pretty decent with it. The Dragonauts and the Piston Fist Cyclops have a decent amount of power, and it's a card with Jumpstart, so it can allow the Cyclops to attack 2 turns in a row, and it can pump up the Dragonauts 2 turns in a row. We'll take another Torch Courier here, and pick up a Locksmith as a 2-drop, and Golgari Raiders last pick. So, in this pack, we have Command the Storm, Unexplained Disappearance, Wojek Bodyguard. I'm not going to take an Archamoeba, not going to take a Demotion. I don't want to splash in a 1-mana card off color. There is a Deadly Visit in here, which is really good. I love that card. But for the deck that we're currently making, there's a Command the Storm, Unexplained Disappearance, or Wojek Bodyguard. I think Unexplained Disappearance is probably pretty good in this kind of deck to just... It'll clear your opponent's blockers out early, while also giving your Cyclops the ability to attack, or your Dragonauts a little boost. I think this deck is probably all about getting in there before they can really do much of anything, and stopping their blockers with cards like Sonic Assault and Unexplained Disappearance. So I will go ahead and pick up the cheaper instant and sorcery. Seems like the better plan. There's a Gruesome Menagerie here, which is a really cool card. Certainly not for our deck, though. So there's another Lava Coil to clear out those early blockers. There's a Street Riot, which I think is probably terrible. It looks terrible, but I haven't seen it played yet, so I don't know. So it's between Lava Coil and the Izzet Guild Gate, and I think I will just pick a Lava Coil. There's also a Maximize Altitude, which is one of those 1-mana sorceries that I think that decks like this like a lot, but I'll just pick up the Lava Coil for now. Here there is another Unexplained Disappearance. There's a Watcher in the Mist, and there's a Hypothesizzle. I think the pick's probably between those 3. We can include the Guild Gate in consideration. Do like Hypothesizzle a lot, but I also like Watcher in the Mist a lot. These are both pretty powerful cards. Unexplained Disappearance not as powerful, but it is an earlier instant and sorcery to trigger our stuff like the Fire Urchin, Cyclops, and Dragonauts. How many creatures do I have right now? I've got... I don't really want to count the Torch Courier. How many things that could maybe be a little bit of a threat do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got 6. Kind of want to pick up this Watcher in the Mist. Next up, we have a Goblin Electromancer, a Command the Storm, and a Wojek Bodyguard. It's an interesting pick. I might just pick up the Electromancer this time. I don't really know about the Bodyguard, because with the amount of creatures we have right now, I don't know if he's that good, and we're probably going to try to pick up more instants and sorceries rather than creatures. So I feel like the inability to attack and block alone is going to be a pretty big downside on him in our deck. So probably between Command the Storm and Electromancer, and I have double Lava Coil, which does the same effect as Command the Storm, just -1 damage, and a lot less mana, so I'll just pick up the Electromancer. There's an Runaway Steamkin, which we only have 2 cards in our deck that aren't red, so that's actually probably pretty good in here. Yeah, I think I might want to just take the Runaway Steamkin here. There's also a League Guild Mage, which is a good mana sink for later. You can start doubling up your removal spells and drawing extra cards, which seems pretty good, but I'm really trying to just get in on this hyper aggro plan. I like Runaway Steamkin a lot for that. It's kind of like it can be a 2-mana 4/4. There's also a Barging Sergeant, which is decent, and a Devious Cover-Up, definitely for a more controlling deck than this. So I'm going to pick up this Runaway Steamkin. Here we have a Sinister Sabotage if we want a little bit of control in here. Our deck is mainly red, so I'm not super excited about double blue. Watcher in the Mist is double blue, but it's also 5 mana. I guess counter spells you're fine with playing them later in the game, because those are the spells that you want to counter more often anyway, the higher mana cost spells. There's also a Radical Idea, which has Jumpstart, so it goes well with our cards that care about instant sorceries, and there's Direct Current, which does the same thing. Radical Idea is probably a little better than Direct Current, or quite a bit better than Direct Current, but we kind of have a theme here where we've stuck to primarily red, so I think it'll help our mana and our Steamkin by just taking another red card here, and I don't think that Direct Current is that much worse than Radical Idea, and it does have Jumpstart. So we'll pick up a Direct Current here. So it looks like we could end up just primarily red, literally just like splashing in blue for the multicolored stuff. So there's a Guildgate or a Sonic Assault or a Fire Urchin or a Radical Idea. That is a lot of relevant cards we can pick. I like Sonic Assault a lot, I also like the Guildgate a lot, and I like the Radical Idea a lot. Not super certain on the Fire Urchin, but we don't have a lot of creatures right now. We kind of are missing out on Piston Fist Cyclops. I really want another 1 or 2 of him, maybe another 1 or 2 Dragonauts. I want some more of these little threats. We do have Runaway Steamkin, so it's kind of like one more of those guys. We're mono-colored, primarily red. Our mana shouldn't be that hard, so I'm not really hurting that much for a Guildgate. I'm going to pick another Sonic Assault here. I've just died to that card many times, so I'm going to try to kill some people with it instead. So here we have a Fire Urchin or a Guildgate. Why do I keep calling it Urchint? I can't stop putting a T on the end of that word for some reason. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 decent creatures. This is a really hard pick, because Fire Urchin is not actually that strong, but we want some more creatures, but also there's a Guildgate to help the mana. So I don't really know what exactly is correct here, but I'm going to take a Guildgate, because I would much rather have more Piston Fists and Dragonauts than Fire Urchins. So I expect to be putting more other creatures into this deck. I'll take a Fearless Halberdier. I don't really want 3 Torch Couriers, and I might not even be running these 2. We'll pick up a Maximized Altitude here. Pick up an Ornery Goblin. Pick up this Garrison Sergeant, I guess. Because if we do splash it in, then we'll have a few Guildgates. Pick up a Creeping Chill, because maybe for Standard. I know it's been seeing some playing Dredge. I doubt that there's going to be a Standard Dredge deck, but who knows. We'll pick that up. Another Torch Courier, so we have the 3rd if we want it. And last pick, Wary Okapi. Alright, final pack here. Mnemonic Betrayal is our rare. I don't think that is strong enough to start trying to splash Dimir in for. Basically, it lets us cast everything from our opponent's graveyard until the end of turn, but we still have to pay the full mana cost for all those cards, so we have to spend 3 mana to cast this, and then a bunch of mana to cast their stuff. So, like, it is strong and fun, but I don't think it is good enough to splash. So there's a Chemister's Insight and a Command the Storm, basically, is it for this deck, and I think I'll take a Chemister's Insight. It's got Jumpstart, gives us some card advantage, lets us draw cards, which we are lacking on a little bit here. Let me take the Guildgate out so I know how many cards are in here. Okay, so we're at 23. We're at the magic number, so we'll start taking cards out as we add them in. Take another Gravitic Punch, or another Ornery Goblin. I might do it on 2-drop creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Probably good on 2-drop creatures. We'll take another Gravitic Punch. And we'll see if we run it. Oh man, this pick is hard. There's a Firemind's Research, and a Piston Fist Cyclops, and a Goblin Banneret. I don't think this is the deck for Firemind's Research. That seems like a lot more of a control-y card. I think we have to just take the Piston Fist Cyclops, because we need more of these strong is-it threats. Goblin Banneret as well seems pretty good in an aggro deck, but I'm going to take the Piston Fist Cyclops because he's kind of what we've been building around. Here I can take a Leapfrog. It's not quite as good as our other threats, but it's decent if you can trigger it every turn. Night Veil Sprite, I guess. Maybe set up our draws a little bit. Another Piston Fist Cyclops. I think I do want him. Alright, now I'm feeling a lot more confident. We have a few of the Cyclops now. Here there's a circuitous route for the Guildgate deck. There's really nothing for our deck, so I'll just pick up a... pick up the route. Maximize altitude. Like nothing but Golgari in this pack. I guess I'll pick up that Glow Spore. Grab a Dimir Guildgate. We got the Banneret back. Sweet. I actually probably will run them. I'm going to take these Torch Couriers out. Nothing here. I guess I'll take the 2-drop. Maybe I want more 2-drops. I doubt it. Take the Dowser. Take the Locket. And last pick, Candlelight Vigil. Alright, so we're going to take 5 more cards out. Ooh, Piston Fist is hybrid as well. I can really just take out blue here. Take out double maximize altitude. Well, but they're so good with Wee Dragonauts. Because you can cast 2 instants in 1 turn really easily with that. Do have all these other instances sorceries that I can just cast the once and get a little bit of value off of. I'll take out the maximize. Gotta take 3 more cards out. Take out this 3/2. Maybe take out the Leapfrog. Maybe take out the Cosmotronic Wave. I do have a lot of other ways to get through. I have this early game removal. I have bounce spells. I have Sonic Assault. So yeah, I probably don't need the wave. Maybe take out one of these Gravitic Punches. Doesn't seem particularly crazy in this deck. Just seems like something I can spend for, cast my instant or sorcery for the turn to let my Cyclops attack, hit them for 4. Next turn I can do it again. That seems alright. Just a little 1-of in there though. Alright, so we're at 40 cards now, but I might want to change this around a little bit. Let's see, what do we have in the sideboard? Just maximize altitude, mesmerist, a bunch of poop, Guildgate, throw that in there. I think I like this build. Never tried out Is It Aggro before, so I'm not entirely sure how good this is, but it looks pretty alright. We've got triple Piston Fist Cyclops, so we should be able to drop a turn 3 Piston Fist Cyclops in quite a few games, and that will be exciting. With a bunch of stuff to keep their stuff down, and hopefully just kill them off early. Alright, how many creatures do I actually have now? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, probably don't actually want to take any more of these little random 2-drops out. I like having a decent chunk of creatures. I was thinking about maybe taking out Goblin Locksmith and something else and throwing the Maximize Altitudes back in. I don't know how correct that is, so I'm just going to run with this deck and we'll see how it works. Let's get right into it. Alright, here we go. This hand is not particularly good, but I can cast everything in it. Oh, man. I really don't think this is worth a mulligan. I think I have to keep this and just really hope to draw a creature. Not a land. But if I draw too many lands, I have multiple jumpstart cards. Not the worst situation. I do have one of my jumpstart cards in my hand right now. I could Lava Coil that immediately, or I could hope that they only cast one red spell next turn that I can direct current it, and I like that plan better. Because I really want to get some kills off this direct current. Ooh. So I don't think red has any instant cards that will add to toughness, so I think this guy's gonna die. I don't think they have 2 1-red mana instants. Alright, so yeah, he's dead. I do have a 2/1 now. So I have a creature. So I'll just toss him out next turn. Looks like they're stuck on mana. I can Unexplained Disappearance whatever they play and basically make them skip a turn. Which would be a lot cooler if I had more threats going on. Also, if they just play something with 2 toughness, I'm just going to direct current it. Alright, yeah, it's got 2 toughness. We're going to kill that in my next turn. Direct current is putting in work. Oh, I could also drop this Fire Urchin, get more bodies out there. Yeah, I doubt they're going to put an enchantment on it, so I'm going to drop the Fire Urchin. Played the land so I can Sonic Assault on their combat. I probably should have just kept it for direct current, though. We're going to stop at the end of their main phase and tap down the Legionnaire. But yeah, I want to get more bodies out there so we can just use these removal spells to get their board clear. Okay, so they're going to combat. Let's tap the Legionnaire. Do some damage to them. Alright, so we have a Leapfrog. I can attack with the Recruit and the Fire Urchin. Worst case scenario, they trade off with the Fire Urchin. Yeah, I'll just do that. Really don't think I should have played the land last turn. Yeah, if I direct current, then I have to discard something actually good. Let's just play a Leapfrog. They can hit me for 2 if they please. I'm saving these Lava Coils for anything larger that won't die to direct current. So I've played pretty awkwardly, but I still think... Well, never mind. I was going to say I still think I'm in a pretty good position, but they have the Cosmotronic Wave, to just wipe my field. Which is super awkward. I mean, at this point, I could discard this goblin to kill their legionnaire. Man, that Cosmotronic wave was really good for our opponent. Yeah, I might just discard the Unexplained Disappearance, actually. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I would like to have something on this board. However, now the Direct Current is gone, so if they have anything really good with 2 toughness or less, it's probably coming out now. But I have double Lava Coil, so we'll be fine. Parhelion Patrol. That's going to get Lava Coiled. Drop the Electromancer. Alright, now I'm pretty happy. Next turn, no matter what I draw, I can stop 2 of their blockers. I can Lava Coil something and Sonic Assault the other one. Get in there for 4. Sonic Assault will do some extra damage if it needs to. If I need to Sonic Assault. They have a lot of cards in their hand, but hopefully they're all too slow. Hunted Witness isn't that good right now because, oh, Venerated Loxodon for 1 counter on a dude. So if that guy dies, they're going to get a lifelink dude. I can Lava Coil the Loxodon, or I can Sonic Assault the Loxodon. I think I'm just going to Lava Coil it. Drop some dudes out, hit him for 4. Hopefully finish him off next turn. Alright. So they have to play a creature. Or I can tap their Witness, do 2 to them thanks to Sonic Assault, and then do 6 with my dudes. Okay, there's their creature. It's a 2-2. And another 2-2. Alright, so I have Sonic Assault at the ready, but I don't think I can do much of anything here. I can tap down the Witness, put them to 6. Then I just trade off with their shield mates, so they lose their vigilant guys. I think I'll just pass. I would hit him for 2 more. I guess that would put him to 4. There's a Sky Knight Legionnaire. That's pretty awkward. Okay, they're sending him with the shield mates. Just block with the goblins. Get him out of here. They have something to buff their whole field. That's gonna be really awkward. Apparently they have some kind of pump spell. Sure Strike. Okay. So I've still just traded this goblin 1 for 1. Which is fine. Alright, so I can Sonic Assault right now. Doesn't do much of anything, but just go to my turn. Piston Fist Cyclops. Well, they have creatures out now, so I don't know how much you do. But my assumption is not a lot. I'm going to save this Sonic Assault. Hopefully I can draw like a Wee Dragonauts to block and then Sonic Assault or something crazy. Chemister's Insight. Well, need to draw cards. Jesus Christ. We're going to play the Guild Gate. If I played an island, I could play Inside again. Oh, I should have done that. I didn't need the Guild Gate. I should have just played an island and then Chemister's Incited again during their turn. If I swing in with the 4-3, they double block it. They get a 1/1 lifelink. We're just gonna hold off for now. Really should have played an island. My brain just... I fell for the whole, oh, guild gates are more valuable than any other land thing. But not when you have your colors, then you just want to play untapped lands. It's another Piston Fist Cyclops. Okay, let's drop this guy out. Chemisters in sight. Jesus, that's a lot of land. Play an island. Swing in with the Cyclops now. It's just going to trade with the Witness and the Courier, which is really awkward, but I need to clear out this field. I need to get in there. Alright. So they're going to trade the Cyclops for the Shield Mate and the 1/1, I think. There's a Rock Charger, so I'm like dead next turn. Oh my god, deck, please. What is this? 8, 9, 10? I am 15 cards deep, I guess. 10, 11... That's 11 lands. Yeah, I have drawn a lot of cards, so that actually makes some sense. Oh, Jesus. I can't even attack with the Cyclops unless I Sonic Assault something. Oh, this sucks. So I could Sonic Assault like the Rock Charger or the Shield Mate. I put him to 6. And I swing him with the Cyclops. I have 2 cards in hand, so they will probably be scared enough to block. The thing is, on the crackback, I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minimum. Oh god, I think I have to just go for it. I'm going to tap the Shield Mate, that way I can kill the Charger if they want to. They want to block with the Charger. And now they can't trade with the Cyclops. Alright, so we're just killing that guy. So I'm getting 5 right here. If they have any kind of burn spell, that's really bad. Oh my god, deck. Alright, well, that's game. That is game. Oh, they took the trade. Guess they were just scared of some kind of 5 mana damage spell. Or some kind of 5 damage spell. It doesn't really matter what it cost. Alright. Well, there goes game 1. I'm consistently losing round 1 every time I play. But last time I lost round 1 and then I got 6 wins anyway, so... see if we can repeat that success. Alright. On to round 2. This hand's good. I can drop a Guild Gate on turn 1 into a Goblin on turn 2, and then I have all these options later. Seems pretty sweet. Ooh, Runaway Steamkin turn 2. Don't mind if I do. Night Veil Sprite. That is going to get direct currented. Steamkin, get out there. Start getting some counters, boy. So we're playing against Dimir, which is almost never going to be a fun matchup, but it is certainly fun for the one playing Dimir. So they surveilled and left them both on top, which is not good for me. That means they're just drawing straight gas. They didn't even need the surveil. Get out of here, little sprite. And get in there, Steamkin. Dimir Spybug. Probably just shoot that guy. Yeah, I mean, I certainly will. They're down to 3 cards now. I am a fan of this start. I've gotten them down to 4 cards and 13 life. Hopefully this all works out. I'm guessing my Steamkin's gonna get visited. Nope, another Notion Rain. So don't have the removal yet, which is really good for me. Steamkin's about to be at 3 counters here. They let him. That is a Wall of Mist. That is pretty lame. But I suppose I'll just Sonic Assault it. Keep this land for a jump start. Are we gonna get there off the lone Steamkin? The single Steamkin win? That would be sick. Ah, Creeping Chill. We're gonna gain some life there. Alright, so I think I will just play the land next turn, drop Fire Urchin and a Ornery Goblin. Ooh, they don't have any flying blockers. So I would rather just drop Leapfrog and Night Veil Sprite, but I don't have enough mana to do that, so I'll just drop Night Veil Sprite. And could add 3 mana from this guy, if he's not going to do anything anyway. Yeah, they have a Wall of Mist and a Thoughtbound Phantom, so if I Sonic Assault the Wall of Mist, I could kill the Phantasm. But that would just be a trade, because I have to spend his mana to do that right now. And I also have to discard a card to cast Sonic Assault again, so I actually think, yeah, I'm just going to add his mana, so that I have 2 flyers next turn to hopefully just, like, demolish their soul. I can also just spend the rest of this mana on other stuff, including another red spell, so he's a 2/2. That's pretty sweet. That is pretty sweet. Kind of completely even forgot about using his counters for mana, because I was so much like, oh, he's my threat. But now that they have a whole bunch of defenders, I can just spend his mana on other stuff, which is awesome. Runaway Steamkin is a cool card. He's very fun. Okay, so they still have no flyers, so I can hit them for 4, 5, 6 off of casting a Sonic Assault here. But I'll just do the Insight. I can still hit him for 4. And I'll Surveil. And that prompted the concession from our opponent. They knew they were going to take 4 that turn. They'd have to top deck something pretty good. Or else next turn, they would take 6. Because I do have the Sonic Assault in the grave, I would just card whatever. Alright. We're 1-1. The classic. The usual. For me. let's head on into our next game. Okay, this is really awkward. Blue is the splash. Blue is the less important color, and I have all my blue mana. A bunch of red spells. I think I got a mulligan that. Oh dear lord. My opponent goes first, so like I can mold a 5, but oh, it sucks. We're keeping this one, and we're keeping that on top. I have 3 mana cards in here, so keep that right on top. I mean, I have a curve. I have a turn 2, turn 3, turn 4 that hopefully they're playing a slower deck. They don't really get to do much. I got a 2-drop, at least. Let's see what they have here. Electrostatic Field. Oh, I highly doubt I'm winning this game. Highly doubt I'm winning the mold to 5 with my aggro deck against an 0-4 defender. I do have lava coils. I have multiple lava. Oh my Jesus. Oh my Jesus, this is terrible. Like, I can Sonic Assault the Mystic, then I can get in there with the Piston Fist one turn. Gotta go for it. No blocks, so I don't even get to kill any of those things. Yeah, this is really bad. They have a single jump start card in their hand. I'm just dead, because then they get 2 1/1s as jump blockers. I take 2. If it's like Radical Idea or something, they draw more cards to cast more instants and sorceries. Like, this is probably the best start possible against an aggro deck. Electrostatic Field into Murmuring Mystic. Real good. Yeah, I mean, I don't. Oh my god. I don't even really have much of a way to kill the Mystic. I have a lot of 4 damage stuff. And land. I'm just gonna scoop. There's no way that my deck beats that. Murmuring Mystic is a sick card. Alright, well, we're 1 and 2. This is not ideal. But hopefully we can get back in there. Seems like this Is It aggro deck is just really not not correctly built. Did not get any of the cards I really wanted. Like, I didn't get multiple Dragonauts or anything. We'll keep this. This is a lot more reasonable than my mold to 5 last game. We'll send the little aggro guy out first. Playing against Demir. Oh, Mountain would have been sick there. But Guildgate's fine too. I can direct current that next turn, I guess. So I could drop the Electromancer, then I can play direct current and Unexplained Disappearance, but I can still do that anyway. Oh wait, no I can't, because that would cost 5 mana total. Could also just play the Ornery Goblin. I'll play the Electromancer. Lets me have the Unexplained Disappearance as backup if I need it. Demir Spybug. Oh, they got the wombo. The combo. So I am going to shoot the sprite, bounce the Spybug back, shoot the Spybug. I could also just shoot the Spybug now. Because if I use direct current, then they know I have it. Yeah, I'll shoot the Spybug, bounce the sprite back. Because if they know I have direct current, then they can just not play the Spybug again until they theoretically can buff it up 3 times. Like, I need that Spybug to just never return. So we'll do that. I'm going to unexplain disappearance before they go to combat. We'll see if they want to counter it. If not, they'll just have to cast the sprite again. I mean, how bad is it if they surveil one? I guess it's not that terrible. They can surveil one. Save this for something bigger, see if they get that giant sphinx or something. Maybe the Doom Whisperer or something crazy. Plague Crafter. So they're going to sacrifice their Plague Crafter, and I'll sacrifice... Guess I'll sacrifice Electromancer. I actually have a lot of lands. I only have the 2 instants or sorceries, so yeah, we'll just sack the Electromancer. Oh, they're sacking their sprite. Alright. Well, it's a good thing that I kept the first strike guy. Because now, yeah, they can't block that. I can direct current him right now, but I'm not insanely worried about that. I can just save these instants. Probably going to Chemist's Insight. Save this land to jumpstart it, or something else. Enhanced Surveillance. Alright. They now surveil a million. Officially. They are attacking. We will take it. And they're passing. Alright, Chemist's Insight. Draw some cards. And their lands. Cool. Well, I can play a goblin and shoot their stupid guy. So let's just shoot the stupid guy first. Discard an island. Okay, they allow it. We will play land for turn. Send in our 2/1. And make another 2/1. This is one of those cases where it would be really bad if they have Mephitic Vapors. I don't want to get 2-for-1s again. Whisper Agent. Alright. See, 2/1 first strike plays around that pretty well. So they're going to surveil 3 off of him. This enhanced surveillance is going to be putting in work. Oh, they milled another enhanced surveillance. That's adorable. Notion Rain, surveil 4, then draw 2. They are going off. Burglar Rats. Okay. Well, we have a lava coil. I can shoot their Whisper Agent. And I can get in there with the rest of my guys. Actually, I'll probably just do that. If I keep drawing non-land cards, I'll eventually probably just discard Unexplained Disappearance to Chemist's Insight, but right now I don't want to discard any of those cards. So I'll just get rid of the one guy that could trade with my dudes. So whatever they block, they're just jumping. If they block. Alright. And we'll drop our little goblin friend. Mephitic Vapors is getting increasingly bad. I guess the other thing about Dimir, if you have enough Surveil, is you can main deck some more sideboard cards, because you could just mill them. If you're lucky. Runaway Steamkin. So Etrata, I could just bounce to their hand, and then they don't have anything that blocks well. Yeah, that seems like the play. Now, none of your dudes block well again. Your child will just die and not gain you any life. Sonic Assault. I'm going to keep that on top because that is lethal. And I won't have to discard a card if I do that. So they take 4. Next turn I'm just going to cast the Sonic Assault and get them. That is if they don't just scoop, because they are very dead on board, even without the Sonic Assault. Barrier of Bones. That does help them in terms of the dead on board aspect. But they do need 2 more blockers to not be dead on board. Alright, so we got that one. I think we're 2-2 now. So if this is going to go consistently, that would mean I'm going to lose next round, and then I'd win the one after that. But if I lose next round, I'm just out of it. So let's at least win before we lose next round. Get a 3-3 going. Get the exact average at least. Please, universe. Alright, let's see if this Izzet aggro deck ever actually does anything like a fast aggro kill. I will keep this. I have 3 2-mana cards I can play. I can Guildgate on turn 1 without having a 1-drop, so I don't lose any value by dropping a Guildgate. This hand seems fine. If I draw more lands or more 2-drops, it could be a pretty good hand. There is a land, so I can have my turn 3 Piston Fist Cyclops. So I will play the Recruit turn 2, Cyclops turn 3. Burglar Rats. I'm actually just going to drop this Fire Urchin. Because he's going to be awkwardly off curve, because I'm playing this guy on 2 instead. Cyclops next turn, punch them turn 4. And hopefully that'll be a pretty good start. They are Golgari, so they could just... Oh, God. Wow. Not a fan of using Disappearance on any of those guys. Prey Upon. Wow. That is one aggressive Golgari start. Bunch of 1/1s and Prey Upon my 1/1 into your 2/1. Let's go. I swear, if they play another Burglar Rat, I'm going to start flipping out. Alright, so I could punch them in the face, but I'd rather draw some cards because I have lost a lot of cards here. Now, let's get in there. Nice. So yeah, Gravitic Punch, like, this is an 8 damage sorcery in my hand here. Granted, it costs 8, but it's half their life. Which has gotta be pretty sick, right? So I could play Insight again or Punch. I want to draw some cards here, so I'm going to cast Insight again, discarding this island. The Cyclops is probably trading for their Gorgon, but I might draw a removal spell. I did not. So... I do have a lot of removal spells in here, so maybe I should just wait. I don't have to attack every turn. Oh, I should have dropped my banneret, though. God damn it. I clicked pass turn when I really just meant to pass combat within my mind. These are those things that there's really... It's just like a human problem. It's not like the program can do anything about that. But it is one of those things that just does not happen in Paper Magic. At least 99% of the time does not happen in Paper Magic. Alright, so... They're getting more dudes, but they don't have any flyers, so let's get a Leapfrog out there. And an Ornery Goblin. And I'm just going to save this mount for a jumpstart. I don't really need to put the Goblin Banneret out there, because it's just going to trade off for something while mentoring one of these guys once. So if they have like a finality to wrath the board, at least I'm losing less there. Also, finality would kill all of their creatures, because they do get 2 +1/+1 counters on one of their guys, but it does -4/-4, so even with 2 counters, these guys would all die. So, I've got the Leapfrog. I think I'm just going to punch them and leap at their face. Let's do that. Piston Cyclops, you're going to deal 4 to them. Leapfrog, you're going to get in there. Banneret, come out to play now. Alright, so they're basically at 5. If I can keep this Cyclops. Glaive of the Guild Pact. They can give one of their guys +1/+0, Vigilance, and Menace. So this Banneret, if I can pump it twice, then I can do 5 to them instead of 4, which is cool. But that's going to cost like a shit ton of mana. That'll be 10 mana. If I pump it twice, I can make the Leapfrog bigger as well, but the Leapfrog can't really attack unless I Gravitic Punch. Well, you're going to deal 4 to them again, I guess. Discard the mountain. Put them to 2. I really need to draw any instant or sorcery, and if I do, they're very dead. Itchclaw Recluse. Alright, they're still dead if I draw an instant or sorcery. Because I have one more attacker than them. That is a mountain. Yep, so we just pass. Come on, instant or sorcery. Let's draw an instant or sorcery before they draw a creature. Or a bomb. Who knows what they got in there. Opponent is thinking about whatever they drew. I don't know what they have right now. It's probably something good, because everything else they've played has just been tiny. They're going to destroy the Leapfrog with their Reach guy because it has the highest toughness, so they go back up to 6. They do not die if I just draw another Gravitic Punch or something now. But I don't have another Gravitic Punch. But they don't know that. So here's the Golgari Raiders as a 3/3 for 4. Which is kind of funny. Card is not insanely exciting. Drop a Runaway Steamkin. And we'll pass. Looks like our opponent just top-decked something beautiful. So they're just immediately going into casting it. Okay, it's just a 1/2. But it draws them a card. Really need to just draw any flyer here. I think if I were to do this differently, I would put the maximized altitudes in here because our opponents have really not had a lot of flyers. Let's see, I've discarded 2 lands, so 2, 7, 9, 10, 11. So I have 5 lands left in this 18 card deck. So let's start drawing some not lands. That would be pretty groovy. They are attacking with a 3/1 Vigilance Menace. Well, hopefully this, they don't have any kind of pump spell because this Ornery Goblin will just shoot it for 1 before it does anything. Nice. Well, I just said good game. Are they going to scoop from that? Oh, okay, no, they were just trying to say oops. Conclave Cavalier. That is pretty horrifying right now, to be entirely honest. I think that just wins the game by itself. Lava Coil. Well, that's an answer for that. We're going to exile it instead of it dying so they don't get dudes. They have 4 blockers. I have 5 attackers, and I can actually attack this turn. You know what? Screw it. Let's be spooky. Let's be spooky, scary skeletons. Alright, do whatever you want to do. I'm just going to Death Touch him, trade there, eat that guy, trade there. Okay, so we have made the board smaller. They're down to 4 now. Probably should have just mentored onto this little goblin dude. Holy sweet Jesus, that's a lot of giant. Probably just dead to that. It's going to have Vigilance and Menace as well. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I have any answers, but I'll play it out. Yeah, if I hadn't have made that insane attack last turn, then I would still be in an awful situation right now. Because then I'd have 2 4/3s with Defender. I wouldn't be able to attack with them this turn. I would just have another Goblin, but they would regardless have a 9/5 Vigilance Menace. I wouldn't have taken as much damage off the Undergrowth, but their field would have been drastically better than mine still. Yeah, this was a loss either way I played that out, so. Well, I believe thus ends that draft where I did my very best to make an Is It Aggro deck, but I just did not have the cards to make it well, or the skill. I do think out of the cards that I got, the cards that I drafted, I could have made it a little bit better with some maximize velocity, or the one that gives +1/+1 flying. If I had put that in there instead of just some of those random 2/1s that weren't doing much of anything, I think it could have been a better deck. I was playing against a lot of opponents without any flyers, unlike what I expected. But overall, it was a fun deck. I just don't think it was quite as good as it could have been. So thank you all for watching. I got a mythic rare wild card. That's pretty awesome. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time for another MTG Arena draft. Or whenever they bring Momir back. Expect a lot of that. See ya.